being here. I know there was some confusion, so we all made it here, so thank you. Boys, first of all, you guys need to give your parents a round of applause and thank them. They got you to practice every day. Cold and that game was cold, so parents, thank you all. I know the season was a week longer because of that week we didn't have practice, but I think it was a good season. So, thank you all. You got anyone?
Set it off.
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for getting them here. And you know, we know when they run late, it's not their fault because they're not driving. So we sure appreciate you guys, you know, sticking with us and supporting us and supporting the kids because that's what it's all about.
So you all have a great group of boys. Sometimes they're a little too nice for football. We need somebody that's a little mad and gonna go in there and just hit somebody. But they're all a great group of kids. We tried to teach them good sportsmanship, being a good teammate, responsibility of being on time with everything that they needed, their equipment, and having everything they did. So hopefully they've learned that. Thing I said to them today is just to be great teammates and continue on with being friends with each other. Jackson's dad and I played Optimus years ago together. It's kind of neat to see our boys playing together. But some of these kids, they go to school together. Some won't see each other ever again, but at least maybe if they see them on another team, they know who they are. What else do I say? This year, we've kind of changed some things up. We had a stick of the week. Our provider of this, our sponsor, has not always been real great when we needed them, so we just had one that we rotated throughout everybody. And it kind of acknowledged who that person of the week was. And they gave it back in. They were a captain for the week and a leader and did pretty well at leading the team. And then they helped choose the next, most of the time it was on the kids who was the player of the week. So this year he showed up with all of them today. So we were thinking a couple things, whether we'd give them back or if we just kind of acknowledge some kids. So I think we're going to just kind of change it up this year. We're going to keep from now on. We'll have something next year for the player of the week. That'll be a rotating thing, and then we'll just keep the sticks out and give them as an award at the end of the year. So that's pretty much what we're going to do. We got 6 awards that we're going to give out. Wish every kid could get one. There were some great kids. They all stood out at times, and they were all there. Some boys didn't have the greatest athletic ability, but they had great heart, and they were there no matter what. And they were a great teammate. So, John, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I'll do the biz and then we'll go to the kids.
Oh yeah, please do.
Hey, I wanted to jump on what Pat said. Is all of us have coached a majority of different kids, a lot of different teams. We've been coaches of all different teams, all different sports. I gotta say honestly, when you're coaching kids, you see a lot of the reflection of how they're raised, their parents, and everything else. This group of boys reflected their raising, everything else, amazing. Hard workers, no quit, constant fight. Anytime you said, hey, I want you to play here, they were sprinting to where they wanted to be. I think that's a reflection of you guys as much as on themselves. So I think they gotta be proud of that, proud of the boys you're raising. Honestly, probably one of my favorite group of kids I've ever coached in anything I've ever been a part of. I mean, just every single one of them wanted to work hard. I have never, ever, from my playing career to coaching, seen a group of people who wants to run lines, wants to condition, and wants to push themselves as much as these boys. That's awesome. When you said, all right, everybody on the line, they cheered because they wanted to push themselves, and I've never been a part of that. It was fun to watch and it was fun to see. So be proud of them, be proud of yourselves for raising that group. I mean, that was remarkable. So our first award is going to actually go to one of our parents. I know if anybody's like us, we got family all over. They couldn't make every single game. We saw the film from other teams, which made us appreciate his hard work and what he did that much more. Jeremy was at every single game. I'm sure you guys watched it on film, watched the practices. Hard work, amazing work. We're so proud and lucky to have him with our team. So we wanted to reflect that thankfulness and give Jeremy, we got a little something for you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Coach.
Yeah, and we got some videotape of some other teams that we were gonna play, and we kind of watched them, and it was night and day difference between what other people had given us and what Jeremy did. So, thank you for that.
You bet.
For me? All right, now it's me.
Hold Jumpy this time.
No, that's right. You're right. So, and I get to start with the Offensive Player of the Year. And so this player is, it's really tough because I'm an offensive lineman, and so I think as the offensive line goes, I think the offense goes. And so I want to give a lot of love out, a lot of shout out to the offensive linemen because those guys are awesome. Give those guys a hand. Okay? They don't get as much love. Even though they're lovable guys, offensive linemen are a lot different than defensive linemen in my book, but they're a solid group and they did a great job. So the offensive player of the year, this kid, a good kid. Anytime he touched the ball, it seemed like he was pretty electric, and it was really fun to see him grow as a player. And one of the things I told him is every time he broke a big run is to make sure and go thank your offensive lineman, and really thought that was awesome. It's really hard for a kid to go thank other players for when they have an exceptional run or exceptional catch or whatever. But Offensive Player of the Year goes to Landon. All right, man. This one's, it's missing a screw, kind of like you are a little bit. All right. All right. Awesome. Good job, man. Yeah, there you go.
I got 3 of these presentations, so just get used to my voice, I guess. It's just like John said, they're the big uglies. They don't get the love, they don't get the respect. They're not coaching touchdowns. They're not making all the big plays in the backfield. But you know what? Offense doesn't run without a lineman. So we want to make sure we honored our linemen, make sure we picked out a lineman, somebody who showed up every week, wanted to work hard, wanted to go where we told him to go, constantly taking hits, constantly putting on hits. This kid had more than his fair share of highlights. His improvement from last year to this year was night and day, and I really think he deserved it. He knows he deserved it. Caleb, get up here, man.
I'm gonna start. I have 2. I'm gonna start with one. The one I'm gonna start with. He's been in the same position for all 3 years we've had him, and it's pretty incredible to see from 8U now to 10, all the 3 seasons, the growth and maturity. Not only is that main person on that stage for that big important opening of the game, but to see just the strength, the character, the leadership, the qualities. It's been fun to see him grow. I've had a chance to see him on a different field, on the baseball field as well. I think one thing that I always I alluded to last year as far as my chip shot onto the green sometimes. And I think I didn't want our season to end on the kick it did today. It was kind of a, it was Shank, we'll call it Shank.
Cordell.
But to see Cordell grow from the 8-year-old, get out there and kick the ball as far as you can, where it only went 10 yards, to now where he's booting today, a 25-yard punt or kickoff that we end up, our special teams comes down and grabs it. So Cordell coming up here, buddy.
Okay, look right here, buddy. Awesome. Good job.
Hey, our next one is, we had a bunch of new guys this year, so we decided to make it this is going to be our Rookie of the Year stick. The kid who showed up, first time on the team, first time playing. I had a lot of time with him. I was on him a lot. I asked him to do a ton. And I was talking to his dad actually today. I said, from where he was to start with, where he told me, Coach, I don't know if I want to be tackling anybody. You got a spot for me? I said, well, welcome to football, bud. By the end of the season, it didn't matter how big they were, how strong they were, how fast they were moving. he would fly in there and hit him as hard as he could. 100% effort all the time. He was the last line of the defense, and I never once had to get on him. Blew me away again and again. Bam, Rookie of the Year, baby. See, Caleb, you broke the camera. That was the problem.
I'm not sure why. Well, I know why I'm giving this award, but I think this award, our defensive coordinator, Coach Gavin, would be he'd be very open in saying that a strong defense, you need a heart and soul of your defense. We had one individual that stood out. I mean, double-digit tackles pretty much every single game. Never complained, never came off the field. Always did his job. Always put his nose in something. It was really the general that we needed. That person's Gavin. Come on, buddy.
So this one kind of come down to overall best player. This boy is a great athlete, great team leader. He's always there to get guys to do where they need to be. We put a lot of pressure on him. This year we took a little bit of the demand that we put on him off and just had him kind of run on one side of the ball. And pretty much I would say he's probably the best kid in the league. So, Cam. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. We got some cake. One last thing I did tell the boys today was they're in great shape. And for them to keep in shape and keep doing it, not to sit on the couch and watch TV and play video games and get back into where they were. Some of these kids were not in the best of shape when they showed up. And 10 yards was kind of hard for them to run. Now, like Garrett said, they want to run lines. So there's a lot of different things out there. There's different sports, all different seasons. Southwest Ada baseball, plug there. But basketball, wherever. So just keep them up, keep them going, and they're great kids, and hopefully all of them are back next year. But thank you all.
Because of football season and his work schedule, but thank you guys for volunteering your time and putting it into our boys and coaching these guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.